Today we're counting down the top 25 most dangerous cities in the world. Before we dive in, if you're curious about the city with the highest murder rate, make sure to stick around until the end. Now, let's start our countdown. We kick off our list in Cali, Colombia, a vibrant city with a darker side. In 2022, it had 37 homicides per 100,000 people. Like Mexico, Colombia grapples with drug traffickers and cartels, making Cali a complex destination. Heading northeast to Maceio, Brazil, the capital of the country's largest state. With a population just over 1 million, Maceio faced 39 homicides per 100,000 people in 2022. Despite reductions in violent crime since 2011, challenges persist, making it one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Our journey takes us to Detroit, Michigan, once a hub of automobile production and a music scene. With factories closing down, poverty and violence moved in. In 2022, Detroit had a homicide rate of 51 per 100,000 people, primarily in lower-income neighborhoods. Next, we're in Mexico for our 22nd entry, Cuernavaca, a city with picturesque landscapes, but its beauty is overshadowed by the dangerous underworld of drug and human trafficking. In 2022, Cuernavaca had a violent crime rate of 48.62 homicides per 100,000 people. Next, we're heading to Memphis, Tennessee, our 21st pick. Known for its great music and barbecue, Memphis attracts tourists from all over the world. However, the city has a darker side, with persistent violence. In 2022, this city of approximately 650,000 people had a homicide rate of 51 per 100,000 people. Now, we take you to the stunning Mandela Bay in South Africa. Named after the iconic Nelson Mandela, one might expect it to be a safe haven. However, with high rates of armed robbery, carjacking, and assault, the city disappointingly falls short. The homicide rate stands at 51 per 100,000 people. Let's swing back to the United States for our 19th entry, New Orleans, a city known for its vibrant culture, but behind the scenes, it has its challenges. Most tourists stick to the French Quarter and the Garden District, but there are areas that can be quite unsafe. In 2022, the homicide rate in this city of just under 400,000 people was 52 per 100,000. Our journey takes us to Vitoria da Conquista, a culturally diverse city in Brazil. Despite its richness in diversity, it holds the 18th spot on our list. In 2022, the city had 52.5 homicides per 100,000 people, mainly due to conflicts between police and organized crime groups. Heading to the capital city of Venezuela, Caracas. Capital cities are often plagued with crime, and Caracas takes the lead. Political and economic unrest have created unstable and violent conditions. With 1,414 homicides in 2022, it had a rating of 52.8 per 100,000 people. Now, let's talk about the transformation of Acapulco. Once a hotspot for vacationers, it has seen a decline over the years. In 2022, the city noted 54 homicides per 100,000 people, primarily due to conflicts between rival drug cartels. While resort areas remain relatively safe, venturing out can be unwise. Heading to the island vibes of Kingston, Jamaica, a city popular with tourists, but facing its share of challenges. In 2022, the government declared a state of emergency due to escalating violence. Kingston, with its 1.1 million people, had 54.5 homicides per 100,000. Our journey brings us back to the United States. Baltimore, Maryland, a city with a long-standing conflict between police and residents. In 2022, with 500,000 people, Baltimore had 56.5 homicides per 100,000 people. For our 13th pick, we venture into Zacatecas, Mexico, a city popular among adventure travelers. In addition to 59 homicides per 100,000 people, the city has a high rate of kidnappings and mass shootings. Our journey takes us to Mossoró, Brazil, our 12th most dangerous city. With over 300,000 residents, it has 62.2 homicides per 100,000 people. But there's more to Mossoró than just the numbers. Poverty, gangs, and a less than effective police force contribute to its challenges. Fortaleza, Brazil, takes our 11th spot. a beautiful oceanside resort town with a stark contrast between the rich and the poor. In 2022, this city of just under 4 million people had 62 homicides per 100,000 residents. Our journey takes us back to the continent of Africa. Cape Town, South Africa, the 10th most dangerous city. Known for its unsettled history, the city now grapples with an increase in violent crime due to gang activity. With over 100 different gangs and more than 100,000 gang members, Cape Town experienced 64 homicides per 100,000 people in 2022. Heading into South America, Feira de Santana, Brazil, claims our 9th spot. With a population of 619,606, the city experienced 67.5 homicides per 100,000 people in 2022. Homicide is not the only challenge. Assault, robbery, and theft scams also plague Feira de Santana. Welcome back to Mexico, Uruapan, our 8th most dangerous city. Nestled in a lush, mountainous region, Uruapan's beauty is overshadowed by a high violent crime rate. In 2022, the city saw 72.5 homicides per 100,000 people, mainly attributed to 2 drug cartels vying for control over cocaine and fentanyl trafficking operations. Now, shifting to the United States, St. Louis grabs our 7th spot. Nestled near the confluence of the Mississippi and Missouri rivers, St. Louis is a thriving industrial city with a dark side. In 2022, it had 88 homicides per 100,000 people, earning it one of the highest violent crime rates. As we continue our journey, let's explore the surprising entry of Ensenada, Mexico, our 6th most dangerous city. Despite being the 3rd largest city in Baja California and a popular beach destination, Ensenada faced 90.5 homicides per 100,000 people in 2022. Heading to the heart of the Mexican automotive industry, Irapuato takes our 5th spot. With approximately 470,000 residents, this industrial city experienced 95 homicides per 100,000 people in 2022. Conflicts between 3 drug cartels operating in the area contribute to the alarming violent trends, including random mass shootings. Our 4th most dangerous city brings us to the seemingly beautiful Ciudad Obregón in Mexico. With just over 300,000 people, this city hides a darker reality as one of the hubs for drug and human trafficking. In 2022, it recorded 101 homicides per 100,000 people, highlighting the challenges faced by both residents and visitors alike. Now, let's go towards the border of Texas and Mexico to Ciudad Juárez, our 3rd most dangerous city. Once a favorite spot for nightlife and entertainment, Ciudad Juárez faces a tumultuous period with a homicide rate of 103 per 100,000 residents in 2022. Turf wars between the Sinaloa and Juárez drug cartels have led to a decline in tourism, exacerbating the city's crime issues. Our 2nd most dangerous city takes us to the once famous Tijuana, Mexico. Often visited by American tourists seeking affordable entertainment, Tijuana has undergone a drastic transformation. In 2022, it recorded 105 homicides per 100,000 people, coupled with drug cartel activity, human trafficking, and kidnapping. Finally, we've reached the top of our list, the most dangerous city globally, Celaya, Mexico. With just under 625,000 residents, Celaya witnessed a staggering 109 murders per 100,000 people in 2022. The violence is a result of intense clashes between 2 competing drug cartels, spilling over into the community and affecting innocent citizens. Thank you for joining us on this eye-opening journey through the top 25 most dangerous cities in the world. While these cities face significant challenges, it's crucial to remember that this list is meant to inform rather than discourage exploration. Stay safe, be mindful, and continue to learn about the destinations you visit. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out our other videos and subscribe for more.